Hey there, everyone, and welcome inside the Bahakel Sports studio for the Blitz. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside John Treach. And John, hard to believe next week is the end of the regular season. We just started.
It just started, and just be advised that if you're going to set your camera down on the ground, make sure it's not a muddy field.
You can't see the dirt spots, can we?
End zone paint, perfect. Hey. Yeah, beautiful time of year. If the field gets a little messy and the tippers get testy, conditions are perfect for a rivalry. Chambers, West Charlotte, it matters. There was rain, there was dancing, there was a victorious vibe, but one team would beat their rival like a big bass drum. Dontre Henderson for Chambers. This Cougar's in a flash. He runs into the end zone, and Chambers is running West Charlotte out of the stadium by the third quarter. The Cougars' D was suffocating. King Caldwell takes the crown in the backfield. Linwood Spindle rejecting running backs like it's his job. Even the plays ruled incomplete were a spectacle. Jeremiah Harrison with a sensational grab on the sideline ruled out, but the WCCB instant replay says feet down and delightful. Freshman Michael Griffin says, "We got your back." The strip, Malachi Bridges bringing joy and touchdowns to the rivalry. First of his career. To the victor go the spoils and the Cougar turnover dunk contest. 30-14, Chambers flexes huge.
Big win for Chambers. Next stop of the night, it was a David versus Goliath matchup as Barry played host to Myers Park. Time running down in the first half as a former kicker gives some love to the special teams. The 41-yard field goal, just good, and I mean barely. That made it 31-6 Mustangs at the half. Second half, Myers Park offense would continue to roll. QB Wendell Thompson hits Max Amidio on the slant for a big gain right there. A few plays later, the Mustangs would come right back to the very same play. Opposite side of the field, this time Miles Bauckham on the receiving end, and it would turn into 6 for Myers Park. The Mustangs win this one in a rout, 59-6. Another strong performance by Myers Park and the Mustangs.
Getting better every game, the Mustangs. How about Mallard Creek at West Meck? An ominous sky and eerie feeling off of Tuckasegee Road. Mallard Creek living up to the brand. Creek boys?
Creek boys.
Tyreek Brown says the road stops here for the offense. Interception, great play in the secondary. Benjamin Black on the attack. He's going to Rutgers in the Big Ten. Touchdown, the Creek. Best catch of the day. Fake punt, Zachary Moyer to a body-contorting Cam Rahman. Dazzling catch. He's a wizard. 30-7, the Creek prevails.
Nice throw by the punter, by the way. On we go. Porter Ridge playing host to South Meck, and the thoughts of everyone there were on the missing daughter, Lauren, of assistant coach Derek Heath. There was a brief moment of silence before the game started. Porter Ridge got off to a good start. First possession for the Pirates. Jared Lockhart airs it out and finds Keziah Harris in the end zone, and the missed for 6. Extra point was good. Porter Ridge led this one 7-0. Next possession for the Pirates. This time, they're going to get it done on the ground, and it's the legs of the QB, Lockhart. He keeps it himself. 75 yards later, he will find the end zone for Porter Ridge. Everything going great for the Pirates. Porter Ridge wins this one big, 49-13.
Last night, well, Concord, America's home for racing, but less than a mile from the Palatial Speedway is undefeated Robinson and unbeaten Northwest Cabarrus. A majestic Thursday night football scene, 14-7 game going into the fourth quarter, presenting Knowledge. Knowledge right, 51-yard burst. He's got intellect and speed. Knowledge, a scholar, and a score, 21-7. Northwest needs a spark. Alex Walker, he's going to find Henry Forrest after the celebration. Yeah, sometimes just a handshake works. How about Alex Walker to Henry Forrest? Just enough into the end zone. It's a one-score game. Trojans get the ball back, but Xavier Burnett says, game over. Interception, game-sealing pick, 21-13. Robinson is still undefeated.
And now let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the Queen City tonight. And we start with Harding, who loses and gets crushed by Huff, 63-6. North Meck with the big win over Hopewell.
Yeah,
we've got one more for you.
Great job by North Meck, and then A.L. Brown in Mooresville.
Kudos to A.L. Brown, though.
Hanging in there. Mooresville undefeated going into next week against a rival they know well. And then Cox Mill bounces back after their loss last week to Lake Norman. They win 54-21.
Real quick, the West Charlotte Chambers. Chambers normally has such a hard time getting out of the gate. They got out the gate, and they got the win. That was a big win.
It was 30-0.
And Chambers just hasn't done that this year.
And they look like they're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what, getting started at the right time.
Yeah.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We have more coming up, including a look at our game of the week between Powerhouse, Raven Gap, and Providence Day that was streamed on Bahakel Sports this evening.
And as we go to break, take a look and listen from our student section of the week. It is from the students of Robinson who cheered their team to another victory. It was a sold-out crowd last night.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
We welcome you back to the Blitz on what was our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Kendall Lewis alongside the former coach Matt Jenkins. Rabun Gap comes away victorious 42-27 over Providence Day tonight. Highly anticipated matchup here, Matt. We knew about Jaden Davis coming in, 5-star commit quarterback going to Michigan. How did you think that he fared against that big, stout Rabun Gap defense?
When he had time, he was outstanding, right? I mean, when he didn't have time, you know, it's hard. It's hard to play quarterback from your back. Yeah. But when he had time, he did a great job. Again, everything Coach Greer said about him leading into the week, the composure, the leadership, the able to make all the throws, you saw that this evening. I thought he played a great game.
Yeah, no question about it. Rabun Gap, well over 200 yards on the ground. It was the Trey Horn show really gashing them up.
Yeah, I tell you what, yeah. I mean, Campbell, Horn, Quinn, but that offensive line, especially in the first half, they were just turning and getting push on Providence Day defensive line, and that really was the difference in the first half.
Yeah, we knew the battle in the trenches was certainly going to be the difference maker. Two really good defensive lines on both sides of this one. Now we're going to show you some highlights from this one tonight. There were plenty to go around. When you take a look, we talk about Trey Horn, the Georgia Tech commit, recruited as an outside receiver, did more of his damage on the ground tonight.
Right, he was all purpose tonight. I mean, I don't think he was ever out. I don't know if he was outside at all tonight, but they found ways to get him the ball, and this package in particular.
Now they call it their brick package. Horn had 3 touchdowns off of it tonight. We talked a lot during the game about the third down conversions, but how about Rabun Gap? They converted on some critical fourth down plays in this one.
4 or 5, I believe, throughout the course of the game. Here's the end of the half. It was a huge drive, 99-yard drive out of Providence Day, and Jaden Davis getting in here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Jaden Davis certainly looked the part tonight, and here was a big 61-yard burst for Trey Horn on a 4th and 3 from their own territory.
Providence Day had him off the field. They're in pump formation. Coach Greer calls timeout, and they come out and go for it on 4th down and get the touchdown.
Yeah, really a backbreaker for Providence Day at that point. And a big-time sack. You see right there the defensive line for Rabun Gap. One of the biggest, not just in the state, but in the country. We knew they would cause some problems tonight. Gavin Owens, known as a game manager, made some key throws down the stretch, hitting some crossing routes. That time it was Marshall Pritchett.
Yeah, 2 really big ones. That one on the highlight film. Great catch by Ship right here from Davis to go down and set up another touchdown and get some momentum back.
Yeah, Providence Day certainly made it interesting with Jaden Davis looking over the middle. This time he finds Ship in the back of the end zone. Then we had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that actually would have given some field position there toward the end. Unfortunately, Providence Day just didn't have enough tonight. It ended up with an interception that ended the game, but Davis here finds his man down the sideline. That was a big-time throw on the final drive, and here it is, Davis across the middle for a touchdown.
Yeah, 2 of them to Goodwin there. The slot fade to Goodwin there, and then on I think it was a 4th down. Yep, 4th and 3 right there to Goodwin over the middle. Great catch after contact. This is one of the biggest plays of the night right here. The play action. First time they throw the ball to the tight end all night, and he gets up the seam. It was a huge play, switching the momentum of the game at that moment.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Here's Jaden Davis again, and this is the throw that ended the game, an interception picked off by Patrick Williams that ultimately ended the ball game 42-27. Rabun Gap improves to 10-0 on the season. And as we talked about it before, these 2 teams could meet again very well in the state title game.
You know what? If you're a fan of football, you hope they meet again because you'd love to see the rematch. And there's a couple teams out there that are going to have a little bit of a say in that as well. But 2 outstanding football teams who put on a great show for the fans and hopefully everybody at home.
We've got one more week of the regular season. Next Friday night, 6:30 kick. It's Mooresville, Lake Norman. Those 2 don't like each other. Streaming live right here on BahakelSports.com. Be sure you tune in. Again, 6:30 kickoff. And, folks, once again, we'll take a look at our cheerleaders of the night on the Blitz.
These guys, the Warriors, is sponsored by your friends at the Mount High Farm Supply. Go by the Mount High Farm Supply
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
A lot more games to get to before our time is done. I'm Jack Taylor alongside Kelly Bardick.
Hey, and Jack, you checked in with Charlotte Catholic in their conference matchup against...
Yeah, I was in East Mex, so their final game of the season, try to win one out, make sure they don't, end with a loss. Of course, you never want to do that. A lot of lopsided matchups as the season closes out. Catholic, like I said, looking to end their season on a high note. They welcome the Eagles into the bowl to try to end out their season on a high note as well. This Southwestern Conference matchup looked to be a good one. Charlie Smith calling his own number as he doesn't see anything he likes downfield, taking off to the sideline before he bails all the way over. Some words after, as you can see, he was kind of hit a little bit there.
Yeah.
You're going to get just a little testy after that one. Cougars keep clawing forward. Dink and dunk pass to Drew Dinkin, putting them in prime field position right in the red zone. So next play, Jake Anderson is going to twirl his way into the end zone to start the scoring off. East Meck Eagles not able to get anything going on the offensive side of the ball throughout this game. So they're going to try to make their mark on defense. Next drive, he's going to send one out to the flats, and James Bailey with the bellowing blow on the sidelines to bring up 4th down for the first time in that game. But Matt Riley and the Cougars, they say, let's go for it. Why not? Charlie Smith under pressure, screen pass to Hugh O'Brien. O'Brien coming right into your living room. He somehow stays on his feet here, runs into his own blocker, but that's not going to matter. He's going to find the end zone, and that would tell the tale for the rest of the night. Charlotte Catholic 42-0 for their final game of the year.
Oh, man. Weddington hosting Cuthbertson. Tonight, the Warriors mean mugging, looking to defend their dirt, and they would do just that. First quarter, Matthew Massaro making moves all the way to the QB. The senior gets the big sack. Weddington's offense also doing work tonight. Senior QB Tyler Budge with a nice touch to the end zone. Finds a wide open Javon Barber for 6. And then the Warriors would take a 21-0 first quarter lead. They would keep adding to it. The next possession, Budge finds his man, Keenan Jackson. He's headed to North Carolina, but first he is headed to the end zone. Finds his blockers and then some all the way. 80 yards for the score. Weddington wins big, 62-14.
Yeah, I don't know when they broke out those new uniforms, but they should have done it a lot sooner in the season. They've been doing great since they started with those helmets and jerseys. Now let's take a look at this. Independence, perfect so far in conference play. Rocky River rallying at the end of the half to try to get some points on the board. So here's something you don't see every day. Justin Little taking the snap, dropping back in the pocket. He heaves a prayer to the end zone. And Kingston Harris from Rocky River is going to come down with it, take it the other direction. Stop that drive on a dime for the Big I. So the Ravens going to start driving the other way. Darius Irvin gets sandwiched here as he tries to get some life in this play between some green and yellow. I'm surprised he's able to walk after that one. Ramir Watson dropping back to pass. He's got a guy way downfield. Big I with some big DPI there, but a one-handed catch for Cahavian Wilbon, and he's wide open as he walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
That was pretty.
That was a pretty good play. Might be play of the week there. So
like it.
Momentum in Rocky River's favor, but it's also worth mentioning, Indy put up 35 points by the time I'd gotten there. So this game was already said and done. It was senior night, and the Patriots have no shortage of them. 15 seniors they're going to be saying goodnight to, so they all went home happy with a 54-7 win.
Oh, congrats to them. All right, a chilly night in Sun Valley did not stop the Spartans royalty from showing out. Now, queens were crowned, and while Brady Turf and Braylon Martin were getting coached up at halftime, their families were front and center to represent. The two would actually connect on a 3rd and long in the second half, but just was not enough to convert. The Mavericks, on the other hand, had no problem making things count on the ensuing drive. The dime to Hill Despard, and the tight end takes care of business, trucks it in for the score to give Marvin Ridge the 20-7 lead, and that is how it would end. Mavericks win.
It'll be interesting to see how that Southern Carolina Conference shapes out next week. Well, one more Southwestern showdown. This time, it's Providence on the road out of Garinger. By the time I got there, another blowout. It was already a running clock. Props to Garinger. They're not going down without a fight, but Bobcat quarterback drops back to pass, and it's going to be Aiden Brooks saying, thank you, I'll take that one. I'm going to take it all the way back to Providence High School. That would put the score at 70-12 at that point. Like I said, clock running. You can see a minute left in the third there. Bobcats would not quit, but neither would the Panther defense. This time, Colton Bogan, he looks like a wide receiver out there. He's taking it the other direction, and the Panthers looking to put it away, and they will on this next drive. You're going to see the running back, Carter Winkie, tanking it home and making sure he gets his 7 into the end zone, going the other direction, making a beeline for the goal line.
Goodness gracious.
77-12, Providence over Garinger. A lot of scores, a lot of blowouts, a lot of lopsided events. So let's take a look at some extra action around the area. You got Olympic on the road at Audrey Kell, 20-point deficit for Olympic Trojans. Audrey Kell comes out on top.
And Christ the King also comes out on top, 34-21 over Cannon.
Yeah, Cannon couldn't complete their miraculous comeback 2 weeks in a row there. But they kept trying to fight. Then another blowout here. We see Charlotte Christian, 43-0. You know they love that one against Charlotte Latin.
Yeah, Country Day, and this one a little bit closer, but still they win big. Country Day 34-21 over Metrolina.
Got a lot more coming up, so don't go anywhere. We've got one more segment to go on the Blitz, including East Gaston, who took on Shelby. That was on Thursday night.
Yes, and as we go to break, check out our band of the week. It is the crew from Ashbrook. Take a listen.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Blitz. Yes, we have fun during the break. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside Kelly Bardick, John Treach, and Jack Taylor, the hardest working team on Friday nights. Now, we have one more segment for you as we bring a close to this week's high school football action here in the Queen City, and we start with Northwestern taking on South Point.
Number 92, Jeremiah Miner. 25, Hill.
Here we go. South Point ball. Mason Hicks takes a handoff, takes it all the way to the house. It is a touchdown for the Stallions. They are off and running, and I mean off and running.
Ooh.
Next time. Wasting no time on that.
Yeah, no, tell me about it. Turbo Richards runs up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, one of the best names ever. He is going to find his way into the end zone. Turn on the turbo. There you go. And he gets in for 6. He absolutely does. Aim Turner. He is going to step up and go untouched for 6. The touchdown for South Point. Then Finley Polk, great name, goes to the air. He's going to find Jalen Burris. Burris gets up for it, came down with the ball, and that is a Trojans touchdown. Then once again, Polk, this time he finds Jaden Nichols, and they're going to find another Trojans touchdown. Northwestern wins this one big, 64-31 over South Point.
Wow. Yeah, what a win there. The Blythewood Bengals at home, yes. And, you know, I like the pregame handshakes. Really sets the tone. Sportsmanship. Yeah, they're taking on Rock Hill. The Bengals in a 3-way tie for third. Rock Hill wasting no time getting on the board. Matthew Wilson with a bomb to Duncan Stockenhoose. And he runs right under it for a touchdown. Duncan. Blythewood looking to respond, as Blythewood always tries to. Harrison Collins is going to move the chains because Harrison Collins is a dual threat quarterback. He can run, he can throw, and right now he's going to run. First down, big Harrison Collins. But DeAndre Williams says that's where the road stops. DeAndre Williams interception on the tip ball, tip drill. Sung by,
Not Creek Boys yet.
Not the Creek Boys.
Nelly.
Yeah, thank you. Mid-2000s. Thank you, Kelly. It was that kind of night for Blythewood. That was the last time we checked. This game may go on forever.
It's still in a lightning delay.
It's in a lightning delay. I hope it goes into Sunday. Just guessing.
Seems like it might have up Blythewood anything more than.
Yeah, Blythewood, right. It's a fun game, football.
All right, senior night out at South Iredell. Want to give a quick shout out to our photog, Mike Thomas, Mikey Poo, who got all these games for us, and his son Ryan for being a senior Viking. Vikings trying not to drown in the lake. The first play of Bennett Portaro, sideline pass to Cameron Neal, who was just dragged into the end zone for the touchdown. The lake would keep on going. Portaro pitches it out to Trey Seacrest?
Seacrest.
We'll say Seacrest.
All
That's what we'll go with.
Somehow crosses the goal line. Next drive. Tell me if you've seen this one before. Portaro.
Just a sophomore, Kelly.
Down the field.
He's going to find
will
again.
go. Yeah, here you go again. Portaro show. A wide open Neal, and that is 7 more for the Lake. The Vikings would not go down easy, but they would go down in the end. 24-10 the final.
Way to hang, South Iredell.
Still undefeated.
Yep.
My goodness, that's our game of the week next week up against Mooresville. Should be a good one. Now heading to some Thursday night football action. We've got Shelby out at East Gaston. They wasted no time. That was the first play I got out there, and the Golden Lions would keep on going, churning into the end zone. Nice little unneeded spin move there, but hey, he made sure he got into the end zone on that one.
It's always needed, Jack.
Always needed. Got to put some flair on it. East Gaston would not go down without a fight. The Warriors still trying to hang on. Dropping back to pass a prayer out to the sidelines. He's going to be able to snag that one, bring it in to get them into prime scoring position and make sure that the DBs know that he got that one. I've never understood the wiping your nose celebration, but it looks cool. And then it's going to lead to a touchdown from the quarterback barreling his way into the end zone. But that would be far and few between for East Gaston. Shelby coming out on top. They have been undefeated in the conference in that area, and they would continue that streak. Big run, big win for Shelby on Thursday night.
Shelby's also a great town, just for the record.
Absolutely, a great town indeed. In Gastonia, the Green Wave up against the Mountaineers. Kings Mountain situated nicely on the Big South Throne, undefeated on the year. 10-0 Mountaineers coming out of the locker room. The Green Wave looked to be the first conference opponent to put more than 7 on the board. Martino Smith finds a whole race. The DB down the sideline, he gets pushed out of bounds in the red zone. Green Wave settles for a field goal late in the third. The Mountaineers look to put this one away on the back of Josiah Hill. He's going to burst to the second level, find his way into the end zone. The Mountaineers are alone at the peak as they win this one big, 24-3 over Ashbrook.
Are they still undefeated?
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
And so, one more time to the scoreboard for you, checking on some of the finals from around the area. Jesse Carson loses by 3 to Central Cabarrus. West Rowan with a 13-point win over Concord.
Nice map there.
They are. There we go.
Got some more there. The Battle of the Rowans.
Battle of the Rowans.
East, North, and West playing each other. South Rowan up 32-13 over East Rowan. And look at the heartbreaker for Lake Norman Charter.
Lake Norman Charter getting it done. Defensive game. That's how football is meant to be played. 7-6. Let's go.
Wow.
Hoping it wasn't the kicker.
And that would wrap it up for the night.
So, as we do every Friday night before we say goodbye, we want to take a look at our play of the week from last week. As voted on by you, the viewers, the top vote getter for our Bahakel Sports play of the week, this play by Jake Davids of Audrey Kell. On the receiving end of the TD pass, but as he got to the ball and gets to the line, he is hit hard, and I mean hard. It is a great catch for him. The Knights would get the win. Davidson held onto the ball. Congratulations to Jake Davids. One more time, coming at you.
Not often you see the defender get his helmet.
I know, and that is pretty bad. So congratulations, Jake Davids. He wins our play of the week from last week. Of course, we'll have 3 new plays up early next week to vote on. So guys, that is a wrap on the Blitz. Don't forget more high school highlights and stories. Head over to BahakelSports.com every Monday night at 7 for the show called Game On. For myself, Kelly Bardick, John Treach, Jack Taylor with the spin. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us this Friday night. We'll see you next week.
I'll work on it.
One more time. We'll see you next week on the Blitz. Enjoy the weekend.